Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and peace be upon you all. This is Fathia Absie. Melissa and I are, of course, separated. She's at her place, and I am at my place, and we've decided that we should do a backstory video where each one of us kind of tells her backstory of who we are. So again, my name is Fathia Absie, and I'm Somali American. I was born in Somalia, and I came to America when I was 14 years old. I grew up in the capital city of Somalia, Mogadishu, and but my family is from northern Somalia, so we used to go back to northern Somalia for visits, although we have lived in Mogadishu as a family. So growing up in Somalia was very interesting. I remember thinking, well, something is strange. I didn't quite like the way we treated each other. Very tribal society. And it was always us versus them kind of behavior, which I didn't understand when I was a little girl, because, you know, as a youngster, you kind of like everybody. You don't see color, you don't see ethnicity, you don't see a lot of the differences that, you know, are dividing us today as people. And all the barriers, I call them artificial barriers that divide humanity. Kids don't understand that. And I certainly didn't get what tribalism was all about. So there was something about me that always yearned for a bigger community. I wanted to belong to a bigger, larger community. I really yearned for something different, you know. I knew there was something else out there. Something, a place where maybe everyone didn't necessarily look like me or shared the same faith or same culture. But I didn't know where that place was. I had a feeling that there was a place like that in the world, though. And then my uncle, who was a college student, came home one day, and he had a Time magazine with him. He was my friend in a world where, you know, children and adults didn't always mix. He used to read English stories to me and novels. He really paid attention to me, and I really loved him, so I couldn't wait every Thursday. That was the weekend in Somalia or most Muslim countries. Thursday afternoon, and then on Fridays. Thursday, and so I would always wait for him outside the gate, where to make sure I see him when he gets off the bus. And he would always have something in his hand. It could be a novel or a magazine or something. And this particular one day, he had a Time magazine with him. And I just hugged him and grabbed the magazine from him, and I ran into this back alley. And I started flipping through the magazine pages. And there were people who looked different from each other. There were black people, white people, you know, brown-skinned people, Asians. I was like, wow, this is amazing. These people look like they're from different worlds. How come they're all printed in this magazine? So I came back to my uncle when I finished looking at it, and I said, who are these people? And why do they look so different? He said, oh, they're Americans. Americans? Well, they all look different. And he said, well, that's what America is about. America is kind of like the mother of every shade of humanity. And I was like, I was about 7 or 8 years old. And I was like, There are different shades in humanity. I was in love right there and then. From that day on, everything was about America. That was going to be my new home. It was like Alice in a Wonderland. I just wanted to get back to my home. I honestly felt like that America was my home country, and I had to find a way to get back to America. So from that day on, I started planning my escape. When I was 14 years old, I was able to escape Somalia and come to America. 32 years later, here I am. I still have butterflies in my stomach. I love, 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 love this country. But things are different now. And I feel like, America has welcomed me with open arms for the most part. But for the past 4 or 5 years, has been very different, very challenging. I was not always a hijabi. I put on the hijab about 7, 8 years ago. And from someone who was always considered to be a citizen of the world, I looked like I could be from anywhere in the world, South America, the Middle East, a mixed person from here, an African American, Ethiopian, you name it. Because I had this long wavy hair and I looked like I could be from anywhere. I wasn't so visibly Muslim to all of a sudden putting on the hijab and being seen as the other. It was very shocking to me. And of course, I have always been the same person. I haven't changed. The only thing that changed was piece of cloth covering my head. I haven't even put on the hijab for religious reasons at the time. I was going through a lot of changes were taking place in my life, and there was a lot of stress. My hair started falling out. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and shave my hair off and wait, let them grow back, and meanwhile I'll just cover my bald head. Well, everything changed. Of course, my hair came back, not to its fullest, but it did. And by then, I have been wearing the hijab for a while. I've decided, you know what, I love the way it makes me feel. I feel like I'm being comforted all the time. I feel like I'm being hugged all the time. I really love it. I feel like, I feel this embraced, and so I've decided to keep my hijab, and from now on, everyone will have to see me for who I am. And if they don't like me because I am Muslim and ignore my humanity, well, that's their problem. And so, obviously, I have a lot of non-Muslim friends whom I love, love, love so dearly, who encourage me, uplift me, inspire me every day. But Malaysia and I have this unique relationship where we're both creative, and we have a lot of stories that are about people and about God and about all the things that unite us, that we want to share with the world. And so that's why we've decided to come together. And since we're both already working on our different corners, doing similar things, maybe also come together and share our story with all of you, and with the world, and do this together, And so we're very, very excited. And my story, if you're interested, was told at the Moth Radio Hour, and you can hear more of my story if interested. yeah, so that's my backstory, and I look forward to sharing more of me. And um, yeah, thank you so much. Please subscribe and follow our journey. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye.